Ladies and gentlemen, we are fucked. 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 Because the underdog, or as we claimed we thought the underdog, has beaten the almighty President ICHIRYUU. Well, humanity's fucked. We're doomed. The apocalypse is coming. Meteors, spice meteors. Spice meteor. Oh, the world's gonna end. Fuck. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, my return finally of my Toriko Chapter 245 review. You already know what time it is. I got the smile on my face. ICHIRYUU Sano no no kote. Yeah, sorry, I know. Wow, this is this is a very late review of the chapter. Why is it so late? Well, I was on a hiatus for a while. Let's just say there were some situations that went down. I kind of had like a, as you could say, a not so great weekend and stuff like that. Lots of shit happened during that weekend. Well, one involving, you know, a coworker, a deaf in the work facility. One of my, you know, our coworkers, one of deaf that happened, which, you know, rest in peace. So yeah, you know, shit like that, and not to mention some stuff that me and my fiance are going through right now and stuff like that. Situations that we are going through. There's been some kind of tough weekend we've been having. You know, just, I'm not going to get into details, but let's just say, you know, there's some things that we don't agree on. You know, she may agree on this, and I don't agree with that, and then, you know, she starts to concentrate in thinking what, you know, what her mom thinks, and blah blah and all that shit. So yeah, let's just leave any complications to that. So let's just hope, you know, things don't come. You know, it's I want to get that off my chest. So I mean that's the reason why I haven't made the review and like over when the chapter came out. Well, it didn't happen around there, but I was gonna make it. Unfortunately, you know, I was really tired from work. We were really busy. Then after that, as I mentioned, we had a deaf in the work facility, so that's why, you know, again, I couldn't do it because of shit like that, and, you know, depressing situations, stuff like that. Yeah, so that's the reason why, you know, I haven't made it, and, you know, some things we need to talk about between me and my fiance. So again, lots of pouring shit went down, my personal life, so again, that shit, that dark turn got on my way, so that's why I couldn't make the review on that day, and plus I wasn't really in the mood to actually make the review anyway after that. I mean, that again, it's not like I was gonna be in the most hyped up, like, you know, like, yeah, like, Toriko, like, shit like that, cause, of course, to be honest, it was more just exposition in this chapter, pretty much. There wasn't no, like, I mean, that again, we did see some pretty cool shit, like, there were a couple impressive things, but they weren't like OG shit like the last three chat. Yo, the last three chat. What? Fucking splitting and then Zero knocking the and then last week fucking Joa Mihawk. Where you at, bro? Okay, we'll finally get to the review now since I covered that. Again, it's not gonna probably be my longest review because of course it wasn't really that long of a chapter anyway. So without further ado, let's get started. So it starts off from where last week, where Joa says, I want that chef. Give him to me. And of course, like last week, as we all know, or the week before. Well, you know what I mean. The last chapter, I should put it. Fuck. Oh, Stargin. Right, sorry. Stargin pretty much says, you know, fuck no. You know, he's my prey. And, you know, thanks to him, I was unable to, and thanks to my fight between me and Toriko, and not to mention Komatsu, you know, and shit like that, my gourmet cells have been unleashed, and I was put my ultimate gourmet cell, I believe it was called gourmet, so organisms, yeah, or organisms, or something like that. I don't remember the exact fucking name. I believe, or it was like gourmet cell. Yeah, I believe that's what it was. It was like organisms, like that were inside Stargin's body, and yeah, sorry, they were in Stargin's body. Oh god, And then what happened was, pretty much what happened is, he even showed part of his full-blown powers, where he had, like, he was ready to go. Like, he was ready to fight. He's like, you kidding me? You want to fight me, man? Alright, fuck it, let's go. Fucking big-ass eye comes out. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's like the fucking Dragon Eye from, like, fucking Yu Yu Hakusho or some shit, or the Eye of Sauron or something. That shit was pretty crazy. So that part kind of got me like, oh shit, it's going down. But then my summon level went down. I'm like, fuck, nothing happened, because unfortunately, there was a voice, and the same roaring thunder sound. It was the same sound that Jiro and Granny Satsuno also heard, and it says that now nothing can get in my way. And then it's like, the fuck? And then Joa is like, well, actually beforehand, Joa was actually gonna fight off against, you know, Stargent, but she was like, nah, I don't really think so, because unfortunately, you know, even if I were to fight, you know, I still got defend, you know, we still have, you know, Granny Satsu, we still have a major threat trying to go after me. If I try to go after you, you know, they may go behind my back and actually try to attack me, because don't forget, we got Granny Satsuno and Jiro, you know, an all-out fucking attack, you know, 3 against 1, you know, ain't gonna be, you know, the prettiest sight. So you know what, fuck it, you know, we out. And besides, you know, the man himself, Midora, the god of fucking villains, the one that, I can't believe that, and we didn't even see that fight on screen. That was some bullshit. So if you're expecting a 5 out of 5 this week, you're sadly mistaken. Sorry, and I knew this was gonna happen. Like, fuck, man, don't do this to me, man. Don't do this to me. So what happens is that, okay, what happens next is apparently he sees like all the freaking creatures from the gourmet world come in, you know, Stargent's on there, and all the others, and they're like, Grand Patch, and then we got the other chefs, you know, and whatnot. They're like, you know, hey, Jiro, like, call off your, stop your knocking, because, you know, we gotta get the fuck out, because Midora has spoken, and we do not want to disobey his orders. So Jiro was like, fine, guess I have no choice, and then he stops it, and then he says, Grand Patch, we're evacuating. He's like, okay, then he goes with them as well. And speaking of that, where the fuck is goddamn Coco? Where is he? Where the fuck is he? I want to see the dude. I don't care about the fight anymore, but goddamn, where is he? Did he lose? Did he die? I don't know. That's the thing, they're not showing on screen here, and that is still concerning me, and I don't know what's going on with Misatoshi with that. Oh, wait a minute. I did forget one part though, way at the beginning. I made a mistake, I apologize. There was one part I forgot at the beginning. No takes, man, no takes, like King Lightning, no takes, fuck it. At the beginning, I forgot to say, at the beginning, we see a panel where Terry finally finds Toriko, all beaten up and shit. Terry, you know, he sees that he's getting all sad, like, arr! Like, he, like, howls, and he knows that, you know, Toriko's in danger and shit like that. Meanwhile, besides all that, the Tokage summons all the other main ones from, like, Neo and the other Bishukai. You know, they got Zazis summoning them, saying that, you know, it's over, we're evacuating, because they know what the fuck is coming. Now that Midora won, they know the true power of fucking Midora and what he's about to unleash on that island. All hell is gonna break loose. Just fuck it, man, let's go, let's evacuate. And it's a good thing they did, otherwise they would have been pretty much fried annihilated. Anyways, so meanwhile, we see that there's a panel where MANSAM, you know, is all brutally beaten, but he's able to get up, and then like ICHIRYUU says, like, if anything happens to me, like if anything happens to me in this upcoming battle between Midora, and if I die and if I lose, I will leave human world up to you. And then he notices that these, like, fucking, like, he senses that the massive power of Midora, not to mention MANSAM knows. MANSAM already can sense it, and so can Jiro and Granny Satsuno, that President ICHIRYUU has lost the fight. He lost the fucking fight already, which I was like, hello, that caught me by surprise. I'm like, when the fuck did they decide to fight each other? Like, I thought this was gonna be like after this arc or something like that. Like, I thought this was gonna happen when Toriko and the gang were like in Gourmet World or something like that. But now of all things, they fought. And again, oh man, what is with this shit when doing these fights off screen? This is the second time. First it was One Piece with Aokinu and Aokiji, whatever I pronounce his name wrong. Fuck. Aokiji and Aokinu in One Piece, and now the granddaddy of all main battles, man. The grand fucking man. What? No, man, no. So what I'm gonna do is hopefully Mitsutoshi does. Hold on, oh, sorry about that. I'm back. Someone was actually messaging me on Steam. Anyways, at the very end, Manson's like, President, and then all of a sudden we see that Shiro and Sasuno see this like something coming down from the sky that Jiro picked up. Is like, huh? This can't be. And he's like, so that underdog actually did win after all. And then we see that it says again, nothing could stop me now from obtaining God. And then, oh my, yo, oh my god, oh come on, dude, fucking meteor spice, a whole bunch of fucking meteors and shit, like yo, fuck, this dude, yo, oh my god, yo, well, first, why is there so much One Piece reference shit that's been going on in Toriko this week? It is weird. Like, first we had the whole thing with with Joa doing that impressive cut, like that mad impressive cut, like that beastly cut, like just, oh my god. We got Mihawk, we got fucking Whitebeard represented, even Goku for that matter from Dragon Ball. I mean, shit, we got more fucking... No, we got Law. No, first was that impressive... That reminds me of Trafalgar Law. The second thing with Jiro when he knocked the planet, like, the earthquake shit, like, reminds me of something that, like, Whitebeard would do, like, with the whole earthquake, or even, like, Jin Chao while splitting continents, and, like crazy shit like that. And now we got the other cut that I saw reminded me of Mihawk, and now Fujitora reference. My god, Fuji, yo, what are you, Fujitora now? Summoning fucking meteors on the sky. What is going on? Why is there so much One Piece reference shit like coming in these like recent chapters of Toriko? I mean, don't get me wrong, I know the two of them are supposed to be like good, really great childhood friends, but it's like, god damn, this is like way too much. But that's pretty much the end of the chapter, really. So if I would give it a score, I would give it maybe like a 4 out of 5. A pretty damn good chapter of Toriko this week. It did progress some things like a bit here and there and stuff like that. So yeah, overall 4 out of 5. That ending, man. But it still shows that there's no hope in humanity, because Manson, don't get me wrong, he's crazy strong, but he is not nearly as powerful as ICHIRYUU is. So leaving Manson like in charge, in the human world, getting fucking exposed from Midora, the grand boss of all boss, Midora himself, and you're gonna leave it to fucking Manson? Now, don't get me wrong, Manson is still pretty strong, again, yes, but he's not as powerful again as freaking, ICHIRYUU. He's not as powerful. Like, ICHIRYUU, we saw the shit he can do. Like, we saw a tenth of his power when he met up in the meeting with the Bishukai back in, I forget what arc it was. It was at the very end after the whole meteor, garlic meteor stuff. It was way after that. Before getting into the Shuriken Temple arc, where we saw that, ICHIRYUU was meeting with the, Bishukai. And, we saw the tenth of his power. We saw that. Thinking somebody like that lost to an so-called... And they say this guy's an underdog compared to ICHIRYUU, but apparently we were oh my god, man. Yo. Humanity is fucked. I'm just gonna say that right now. Humanity is fucked. Let's just put it that way right now. Who is gonna protect the human world now that ICHIRYUU's gone? Manson, but he's not as strong. But he is pretty crazy strong when he's a knocking. But the way he got knocked around by that freaking Anaconda, you know, from Goemon and the fucking whatchamacallit, Uman, the guy with the sunglasses that betrayed the IGO. So yeah, you know, crazy stuff, man. So I don't know if he's going to be able to actually protect the citizens of the human world when the attacks of Midora are going to begin. So it's like, can he really do it? That's the question. Is he fitting to protect it? Also, are you guys also pissed off that the fight with ICHIRYUU and Midora was off screen? Maybe Misitoshi will go back and flashback it, and he better. I would pay so much money. Yo, Misitoshi, I will give you all the money in the world if you show me that fight, man. Yo, my body is ready, man. If I saw crazy shit that Joa and fucking Jiro did, man, I can imagine what these two powerhouses are gonna... fuck. Oh, man. But whatever. Overall, that's the chapter right there. Overall, again, score for me would have to be 4 out of 5. It's still a pretty damn good chapter. It could have gotten close to getting a 5, but you know, not lots of crazy things actually happened. So I'm just gonna bring it down to like a 4. So 4 out of 5 would definitely be good. Once again, there'll be no chapter review. There'll be no chapter this week, so there'll be no double chapter reviews, because unfortunately there's no chapter this week. Next week, yes, there will be a chapter, because all Jump chapters won't be premiering this week. It's Golden Week, obviously, so there's no Jump all through the week, and especially stuff like with Toriko, One Piece, that goes for that. I think Fairy Tail as well. I think it goes for Fairy Tail, unless Fairy Tail comes back this week. I'm not so sure. But anyways, so that's for that. And since I'm getting very close to catching up with Fairy Tail, maybe I'll do Fairy Tail chapter reviews as well, and that's technically it. So until then, guys, that's basically it really for this review. Again, sorry if I'm not too crazily high. I know people were expecting that, but you know, fucking meteors, man. Then that crazy eye, that fucking and then the other good part was with the whole Stargin thing with that big ass eye that came out, like the fucking Jugon eye or whatever. That was crazy. But what can that eye really do? That's the thing. Like I think they're gonna show more of it when Toriko and Stargin have like another showdown. Like I think that's what's gonna happen. Like maybe when in the gourmet world, when they're in the I can't imagine when they're in the gourmet world. I'm ready for the gourmet world now. My body is ready for the gourmet world now. But overall, again, 4 out of 5 chapter, this week. Definitely can't wait to see the other week to see what that beholds. So that gives me a chance at least to do this chapter. So again, I do apologize for delayed videos, but more videos along the way. I do apologize. Maybe shit won't be going down because again, I had like a shit-tastic weekend for the past 2 or 3 days. So, but now things, are so far kind of decent to alright, not too bad during the week. So yeah, so hopefully my problems will be solved with her and my future wife. Hopefully, I don't want worse comes to worse, and then oh god. So until then, guys, this is Straw Ninja 89 over and out. See you on the bounce. Peace out. Anime manga fans, keep supporting what you read and what you watch. Peace the fuck out, and ikirakimasu. And I know the episode of Toriko came out this week as well. I'll be reviewing that separately later on. I haven't watched it. The sub just came out, so expect a review of that to be there later for the anime fans.